a bit of electricity, so there's lots of lightning going on in this area. Please stay close to radar, stay close to your TV screens, and make sure that you are keeping an eye on this line as it continues to pass through the area. Spring, Cypress, you're seeing some shower activity, and ahead of the main front, the prefrontal activity is the one that is providing the most threat to us currently, and that's because it's got the instability and the ingredients to provide spin in the atmosphere. So we've had a really strong Gulf breeze throughout the day. That's brought in a lot of warmth and a lot of humidity, and it's starting to clash with that front that's drawing in rather dry and cool air. So again, while we have the possibility of tornadoes, we also have the general possibility of severe thunderstorms. So this larger border around Liberty County is under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next just under 10 minutes. So radar is picking up on the possibility of rotation. Radar is also picking up on the possibility of some hail. So radar indicated 3/4 of an inch for the potential hail size, and then wind gust at 60 miles an hour, also a possibility for this batch of storms that is in Liberty. Now, for the Houston area, right now we're just looking at some moderate to heavy rain. Most of the severe activity is towards the east, and that's where you see that we're lit up with quite a bit of lightning too. So instability means that there's warm, humid air down at the surface, and there's cooler, drier air aloft. Warm air is buoyant, it wants to rise, and anything that is motion causes some sort of commotion, so to speak. And so Liberty County is the area right now that is seeing that perfect clash. Here's a shot from Transtar on Highway 90, and you'll notice that there's slick roads, there's, you know, quite a bit of storms out there, and some of these storms have the possibility to fire up severe components. Right now the shot over 90 looks pretty tame, relatively speaking. So anywhere between light to moderate rain across the area to the potential of severe storms exists over the next few hours. So for now, this area, San Jacinto, Polk, Liberty, which will be tracking for the potential of shear, which you'll notice here we have our shear tracks, which signals which spots have the highest likelihood of seeing spin in the atmosphere, and it's all along Highway 90. So that's why the National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch, and this is going to continue until 8 o'clock. So if you live in Livingston, in Cleveland, in Liberty, you have the threat of seeing an isolated tornado pop in your area. For now, we are tracking one spot in Liberty that has a couplet that is strong enough to potentially reach the ground. This is radar indicated at the moment, but the National Weather Service is going to continue to keep an eye on it. There it is. I'm going to backtrack here to show you how things have kind of escalated a bit. So we just started with some showers ahead of the main line. Now that the line of cold, drier air is getting closer to our humid air mass, we're starting to see more and more activity. So that's another tornado warning that has just popped up kind of behind the initial warning. So these are going to continue to perpetuate out of the area at this point. But something to monitor here if you live in Liberty. Time now is 3:11. This particular tornado warning that I'm watching in Liberty is set to expire here at 3:15. It's also surrounded by a larger severe thunderstorm warning. So even where the couplet isn't rotating, the surrounding area in Liberty and Polk counties have the possibility of a spin up, and they also are under the threat of some damaging winds. So gust at 60 miles an hour, not to mention radar is also picking up on the possibility of some hail. I'm going to step out of here so I can give you a closer look as to that particular couplet that we're keeping a close eye on for Liberty that had the initial tornado warning. You'll notice now that's getting pushed out towards the northeast where it continues to travel. So it is moving away from southeast Texas, and it's moving away at 35 miles an hour. So back to us and back to Our viewing area, Dayton Lakes, you're under that severe thunderstorm warning for the next 2 minutes. We'll see if the National Weather Service allows it to expire or continues to reissue it. That also includes Moss Hill. That's just out of the tornado warning. So the tornado warning is a little bit further towards the northeast, and that's where radar is picking up on rotation. Regardless, we are seeing a strong wind with this section of the front. Remember, this is just ahead of the main front that is pushing through, and I'm going to go to our rotation detector, which not only looks at rotating couplets, but here if I put this in motion, you'll see what I'm talking about. So right towards Dayton Lakes, that area that has the severe thunderstorm warning, first and foremost, we saw one couplet right there. So that was at 2:30. And now you'll see another one just to the west of the area. So I'm assuming that the National Weather Service is going to extend that severe thunderstorm warning, at least perhaps turn that into a tornado warning. And that's because there's back-to-back couplets spinning into that area. So we saw that one at 2:30 in the afternoon, and then here's the next one at 3 o'clock. So the distinguishing colors there, green signals wind that's moving towards the radar, and then red is away. So if we have two wind sources buckling up against each other, it means that we're starting to see some opposing winds within the thunderstorm, which would signal the likelihood for rotation. Radar shoots up beams, above the surface, so this picks up on rotation that is above the ground. However, the couplet can push and consolidate and move towards the ground. So for the time being, even though we do have some signatures on velocity that are showing the potential for spin, the National Weather Service has allowed that severe thunderstorm and the tornado warning to expire. For now, there's no other warnings that we are watching. However, we will continue to monitor the area for the potential of additional couplets. San Jacinto, Polk, and Liberty counties, as of now, are under a tornado watch. That means get ready for the possibility of additional warnings to pop in your area. And if we do see something that starts to gain intensity and gain the potential of reaching the ground, we will break back in to give you those updates. But for now, National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch, San Jacinto, Polk, and Liberty counties, and this is going to be something we watch until 8 p.m. We're going to be live on KHOU here at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with more live updates.